are on the road again, checking out a business location that used to be a funeral home. We're here at Wiedemann Brewery, and it used to be Embalming Memorial Funeral Home here just outside of Cincinnati, Ohio. We're here at Wiedemann Brewery in St. Bernard, Ohio, just outside of Cincinnati, with Jon Newberry. And Jon has revived this business from the original owner back in the 1800s.
1870 it was founded.
1870, and it kind of died for a little while.
For a brief period of time, the brand was off the market. Okay. But the Wiedemann family ran the business for about 100 years. Over in Newport, Kentucky, right across the river from downtown Cincinnati. Okay. They sold it to an out-of-town brewery, and they closed it down in 1983, the actual brewing operations.
Was it the Pittsburgh?
It ended up with Pittsburgh Brewing Company, right, which used to make Iron City beer. Okay. That's where it ended up. They filed for bankruptcy reorganization at the end of 2006, and that's when they stopped making beer. Okay. So it was off the market early in 2007. It just kind of disappeared, and we brought it back and tapped our first keg over in Newport in 2012. Okay. So it was off the market for about 5 years.
And you and your wife, correct?
My wife, Betsy.
So what was the light bulb moment where you were like, let's see if that's available to buy that copyright trademarked name? Like, what led you to that moment?
Well, I think there was a lot of things that led to that moment, including a lot of drinking yes. of Wiedemann beer from the time I was probably 15 or 16. But I guess the thing that really triggered it was I was a business reporter for 30 years here in town. Okay. And I wrote stories about the demise of Wiedemann beer when it went out of it, when they stopped making it, and got to know a lot of people over in Newport when I was researching those stories. And I got the idea a lot of people really love this brand. It's got, a lot of people just love it. It
had roots
here. Yeah, definitely. Generations. I mean, generations of people grew up saying, that was the only beer I ever drank. We always had Wiedemann in the refrigerator. I just applied, got the trademark.
You're like, now it's mine.
Yes. And we got the trademark, and
that's amazing.
Off we went. And then it took me 5 years. What's in 2012? Well, 6 years finally to get this place open.
And I know you've heard the cliche, but why I'm here is you brought it back to life in a funeral home. Mm-hmm. So what about this location? Was it just because it was in downtown St. Bernard, or nice layout? What about it?
They made me an offer I couldn't refuse. Really, it was a great deal. The city. I live in St. Bernard. I live about a half mile from here. Have for 24 years. I'm not a native. My kids are natives. I'm not. But the city bought this this building from the Embalming family. Okay. About 5-6 years ago. And because they wanted to control it, because there's a lot of development going on here, and there's a strip center next block up the street that they were trying to redevelop. So they wanted to just kind of control what was coming in here and how things were going to progress from that point in order to get more things going down here in downtown St. Bernard. So the city had it, and then it just kind of sat here for 4 years. And then they actually got the idea that putting a brewery in here would be a great idea. So I got wind of that. They walked me across the street. City Hall's right across the street there. They walked me across the street through these big brass doors, and I thought, wow, this would be great. I could just envision, and it's actually turned out to be much better than I thought. But
so how much did you knock down walls? Did you just do the kind of basic? What did you really do?
We did not knock down a whole lot of walls. The main room where we were just talking before is pretty much the way it was laid out, except there wasn't this big bar.
Of course. Even though funeral homes should have bars, I think, sometimes. Yeah, I don't know.
I think so. This space right here where we're at is really, we're the only place we've made really significant changes. This used to be 3 little rooms right here.
Okay.
And there was a staircase here, so we kind of knocked out the walls here. You can still see how the walls, how the
How they
rooms were
went.
different. They
Yeah.
used to be 3 different rooms, now it's 1, but other than that, we kind of kept it pretty much the way it was.
Is there a residence in this business at all, or used to be?
There were 2 apartments here when we took it over on the next floor up. Prior to that, in years past, the family I know lived upstairs. There's 2 floors above this floor.
Wow.
I know the family lived up there because people have told me, oh yeah, my grandmother lived up there and things like that. So, but when we got here, there was office space on the 2nd floor. The top floor is pretty much empty, and there were two apartments in the rear of the building also, which we're going to keep.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, we're gonna now go on a tour, and we're gonna check out some of the space and what it was before and what it's being used for now with Jon. Thank you guys for joining us so much here at Wiedemann Brewery down in St. Bernard, Ohio, just outside of Cincinnati with Jon Newberry. So exciting to see this space. I get all like giggly because I love seeing old places and old funeral homes. It's just so fun to see what a space used to be and what you can turn it into. So thanks so much, Jon.
Thank you.
I really appreciate
Thank you.
that.
Come back anytime.
I might need to. So bye guys.